Hi everybody, wonderful to be back again with you. So what we are going to do today is we are going to go through a master class which you're going to get along with your membership that you take for the Professional Growth Club. So Professional Growth Club is a very unique membership site where you get a journey of learning based on what you opt in for, which enables you to go through a 1 year journey of your personal and professional growth. Unlike most online workshops that we have in the market today, this workshop is unique because it provides you pre-recorded videos that are available in most of the sites that you find, online learning sites, but with a difference. So what you're going to get as a pre-recorded workshop is not going to be a PowerPoint slide with a voiceover, but it's almost like a Netflix kind of videos that have been created for you to go through those videos and workshops in your own time. But what we have realized and what is known across the world is that when we give somebody online recorded workshops to see, many a times most of the people don't go through them because then they find it difficult to have a quick start in taking the journey on their own. So what we have made a difference here is that while we give you this membership site where you will go through each pre-recorded workshop, and what we suggest, go through 2 pre-recorded workshops every month so that you can start applying what you have learned and it doesn't only become a tick mark that you need to do to complete all the workshops. So do 2 workshops, apply what you have learned in the workshops. Next month again do 2 workshops, apply that in your real life so that there's a continuous and incremental growth in your professional areas that you need to grow in. However, what we are also doing for you is we are giving you 2 live master classes like the one that I'm going to do now, where I'm going to take one workshop and give you a quick start to be able to understand various elements or concepts about that workshop and how can you start applying your learning to your real life. So when you become a member of our membership site, which is known as the Professional Growth Club, you will come to a screen like this, which will give you access to all the workshops that you have opted for. Now, when you come here, your name will automatically come here. You will also then click on this categories. So the moment you click on this category site, you will be taken to the next page, which has all these workshops listed down for you. So as of now, we can see 2 of them. Now that is when you go to category. So the first is creating a monthly plan. So again, what we want you to do is go through 2 workshops, create your monthly plan, and we are giving you a lot of resources to be able to do that. Monitor that monthly program or plan that you've made so that you are able to measure and quantify the changes that are happening in your life. Now, you also like this is the monthly learning plan that you make. So you'll bring it down, you can download it, you can make your monthly plan and then apply it. That is what you do as you get into the membership site. Before you even start, you say, okay, this is going to be my membership plan. And we have given you, monthly plan. And we have given you, decide on 2 workshops you want to complete in the next 30 days. Schedule a minimum of 30 minutes block of time to be able to go through various videos of that program. Though most of the videos are not more than 8 to 9 minutes. But then when you do 30 minutes of learning, there's something substantial you'll be able to gain out of it. That's why we said 30 minutes. Block that out. Also, each workshop will take in all 3 to 4 hours. So when you break it down to 30 minutes, you can then go through the workshop in those small 30 minutes times. But then you'll be able to cover each workshop in 3 to 4 hours. Download the participant manual and the other resources that we have given you, which I'll talk about later. So this is where you make your monthly learning plan. Now, we will go through a workshop today known as boosting your self-confidence. So when you select that, and you can see here, you have all the workshops here, so you click on boosting your self-confidence. All the various modules of that are given here. So you click on the first one, and here you will see introduction, celebrating you. So all the various videos and modules that are available under building your self-confidence are shown to you. So this again, I have given a screenshot of that. Introduction, celebrating you, time to enjoy your success, and personal affirmations. So 8 to 9 or 10 various sub-modules are there in this entire workshop. So having done that, the first step that we will do is go into introduction. So click introduction. The first screen that you get is introduction. And what that first introduction does for you, gives you the sequence through which, or the process through which you will go through to build your or boost your self-confidence. So again here, that is what will be given. Also in the introduction, there are 4 downloads that you will have. The first download that you have is the flyer. The flyer will tell you what is this workshop about, what are the learning outcomes, what are the salient modules that are being covered. So this kind of builds your framework of what you are going to go through, because the brain likes certainty. It likes to know the process and the steps it's going to take to learn a particular thing. So you get this, you can download this. You have the participant manual, which has got everything that you need to have. So download that and refer to it. If you can take out a printout, wonderful. But certainly download it, because it's going to come of use, and I'll also tell you how to use the manual as you go about it. Also, what you have is a checklist on self-confidence. So the checklist and your weekly action planner is something that you will need after you go through the workshop, but then you want to apply your learnings and change your behavior after that. Otherwise, that workshop is of no use. So these 2 things are the support structure that we have given you to be able to use them to make real behavioral changes in your life. So this is in the introduction. You download all 4 elements, 4 resources that you have. And then the introduction tells you what are the various sub-modules that you are going to cover. So you get kind of, your mind gets prepared to go into the journey. Now, introduction. When we come to introduction, I'll give you salient points of what will be covered in introduction, or the salient concepts. So the first concept is, we all need to have the right balance of self-confidence. Because self-confidence, if it is low, is not useful, and if it is too high, again it can become counterproductive to our own journey of achievement in our life. So we need to build just the right amount of self-confidence, knowing that we are good and be confident in who we are, but also not getting so overconfident to say, I can do anything without any support, without any kind of other resources, and everything, I'm good at everything. So that's the first concept, to say we must have just the right level of confidence, because overconfident people can appear arrogant, and this can cause them problems. In fact, very strangely, and I would say sadly, I met a person just around 2 weeks back, whom I also knew around 8 years back. And during that 8 years, previous time when I used to interact with him, I found this guy to be so overconfident about life and about himself that he somehow imagined that the world was waiting for him to give value to them, and there was no way he could not succeed. Unfortunately, after 8 years, when I met him 2 weeks back, I found him in the same situation, not having made any progress in life, but still talking too big, too huge. We all know such people, right? People who seem to sell themselves too much and believe so much in themselves that they believe that everything will fall into place without them needing to do anything. And one doesn't really like being in company of such people who are too overconfident because they seem to be arrogant. Second, however, is that whereas overconfident people second guess themselves and avoid putting themselves forward for, underconfident people. So this is overconfident. The underconfident people are not confident to come out of their comfort zone, and because they can't come out from their comfort zone, they don't tend to take actions which can make them achieve something beyond what they have achieved so far. So again, overconfidence not a good thing, underconfidence again not a good thing. So these two concepts is what we talk about in introduction. We also talk about the fact that we need to have the appropriate level of self-confidence, because if we have too much of it, we will make a lot of hubristic mistakes. Right? Hubristic is when you have too much ego in yourself. So this is what you want to avoid, being too arrogant and hubristic. I am the man. I can do everything. And I will achieve the world without really wanting to put your efforts in doing something about it. So again, as a concept, this is what we give you. These are all snapshots from the videos. So you can also see the kinds of videos you are getting. They're not PowerPoint slides. They are high images, high video, high quality images and videos that you'll be getting when you're going through this. So with that concept in mind, we also think of success and self-confidence as a balance. When you have too much of self-confidence, again you go out of whack. And again, when you have under-confident, again you go out of whack. So we need to have the appropriate level. So there's a balance in life. Balance between the confidence we have and also balance in whom we believe we can become, who we are and whom we can become. So this balance is important for us to maintain. And again, an appropriate level of confidence will help us get to do great work and achieve great things. So that's the first concept that we are talking about in introduction. Also, you will find one more thing is, not only does self-confidence make a difference to me, it also starts making difference to the people around me. In the company of self-confident people, you feel good, you feel confident, you feel positive, because self-confident people have a positivity around them. So the point here we are making is self-confidence impacts you and also the people around you. So if you're a manager or you have a team of followers or people that you need to work with, your own personal self-confidence will make a positive impact on them. Now, it is also possible that some of us are not that confident as we would like to be. So again, confidence is some people are more confident than others. But the fact is that confidence can be, or self-confidence can be built through a process which we will be sharing with you. And if you follow a process, whatever level of self-confidence we have, we can get better than what we are at this point in time in our own personal self-confidence. So there is hope. It's not something like IQ, where I'm born with this kind of IQ, I can't make much of a difference in our lives. Self-confidence is more connected with emotional intelligence, and as some people say, emotional quotient, right? So it is something that can be developed and built. That's the beautiful part of it. Now, then we also give in the introduction that what are the 4 tools you will learn through which you can build your self-confidence, which are given here. Remind yourself of previous successes, because there's a talk in our head that is going on, and the talk in our head generally happens to be about the past, what we have achieved or not achieved. And all of us have achieved and had successes in our lives, in our previous lives. We must remind ourselves of it. If I only remember the mistakes I've made, I find my confidence is reducing. But all of us have had ups and downs. We remember our downs, but we also need to remember our ups. So we'll help you remind yourself of your successes. We will also help you reframe the past failures that you have. As I said, we have had ups and downs. The downs are the one. If we do not see them in a useful way, the downs that we have tend to make us believe in some of the negative aspects of us. And if we start believing on these negative aspects that we hear when we fail, our own confidence in taking the next step to get better will be limited. So we'll reframe some past mistakes, some past failures. Most of us, I don't believe there's a failure. I always believe that there is a learning. So we will kind of reframe that past so-called failures that we have. We will also set small incremental goals which we can focus on achieving, because every time you find yourself moving forward, your confidence grows. Any growth, any little success. And again, many a times we wait for that big success to happen. However, what we need to remember, every incremental success that we have needs to be celebrated. So we are going to set confidence building goals specifically connected to the ones that we are not confident about. And then we are also going to create in our mind's eye and then put it out there in the real world a beautiful future of what we want to become. Because what you see is what you think. So we need to put it out in front of us, the beautiful envisioning of a future state. Because if you can't see it, you won't achieve it. So these are the 4 tools that we are going to go through in this workshop, in this masterclass. Now after that, this is where you go to your manual. In the manual, after this introduction, you are going to write down what are some behaviors that you see in yourself when you are less confident. What are some behaviors that you see in yourself when you have a high self-confidence in yourself? So first, start looking at yourself. How do I kind of see myself differently when I am low self-confidence vis-a-vis? What is the behaviors I demonstrate when I have high self-confidence? Again, the same in others. Because many times, we don't recognize it in ourselves, but when we see others, we recognize it in others. So we write down the various aspects of behavior that we see in ourselves and others. If the person has low self-confidence vis-a-vis high self-confidence. So this is the work that you need to do, activity you need to do when you do the workshop. We won't do it now, but as I said, I'm going to go through this entire workshop quickly with you so you know what is the actions you need to do. So that brings us to the end of introduction, and after every video, you find that the last shot is about what's coming up next. So the next what is coming up is celebrating you, celebrating our successes. When you go there, you come to the next video, next module. In this module, a few concepts is self-confident people have several key traits that others don't. Now, based on the exercise we did, we are going to identify the traits and behaviors self-confident people demonstrate. Right? They believe they can achieve things. They are ready to go out of their comfort zone. They do not talk negatively about themselves or people around themselves. So the self-talk that they have is positive self-talk. They also don't get into the area of comparison. See, I am unique. I need not compare myself with any other person because every person's journey is different. So we are just kind of getting into context as to what do self-confident people do. They don't compare, they don't criticize themselves. Also, they're happy with who they are and what they know. But they also know that they can get better, and whenever they falter, like this was a video that you will see, the person playing rugby and he falls down and then he gets up immediately, right? So every time you fall down, you must quickly get up and ask yourself, what did I learn from this fall? And what do I now need to do in my next step to take myself forward in the field? while they are happy with who they are, while they will fall, like all of us will fall and fail, right? They tend to quickly get up. As John Maxwell somewhere said, the moment you fall down, you must fall forward. Don't fall backward. So when you fail and you fall forward, you are still making a one step difference in the journey that you are taking. So that's the thing that they do. Also, very clearly, their internal monologue, like I said, is going to be about acceptance of who they are. And they have an internal monologue which is always egging them off like a cheerleader. Right? Egging them off to come on, get up, let's do it, you can do it, come, you are good enough, right? It's just a failure, you'll learn from it. What did you learn? What can you do better next time? So the internal monologue is like that of a cheerleader, right? And again, this is a video that will show you a cheerleader cheering people. And if this internal monologue that you are having, internal self-talk that you are having, when this becomes positive, when this is enabling and empowering, you will be seen as a more self-confident person. Also again, however, if you are not a confident person, like we said, and you doubt some of the abilities that you have, it is better not to focus on the negative of it. Right? Let's say that I'm not healthy enough. So if I remind myself I'm not healthy, right? Rather than saying I'm not healthy, I say I'm getting better and I'm getting stronger. So instead of thinking of the negative, if you kind of convert that to a positive to say I'm getting healthy and getting better day by day, rather than saying I'm unhealthy, then the self-talk that is happening within you moves from being negative to positive. See, all of us have got negative thoughts, no doubt about it. If we tell ourselves that we are not going to have negative thoughts, and I will myself not to think of anything negative, it's not going to happen. So how do you replace, how do you not have negative thoughts is by changing the negative thoughts to a positive thought, because thought will remain. So that's what we are saying here. Again, this is an animation which talks about how your negative thoughts need to be converted to positive thoughts, because thoughts is something that you and me will have irrespective of our desire not to have them. And how do we do that is what we are going to talk about as we go into the various tools that we are going to give you. Now here again, you are made to go through an action after this module. So you have finished this module. Now you are made to go through the successes that you have had in your education, your career, your family, sports, hobby, and community. So all the successes in various aspects of your life, areas of your life, we are asking you to remember them and write them down in this manual. So there's an action after this. What we are wanting to do is feed yourself with all the positivity of all good things that you have achieved and remember them rather than think about the negative things of what you have not been able to achieve. The first module finished, second module finished, celebrating you. As I said, the moment that module finishes, comes up next, time to enjoy your success. So having reminded yourself, now you need to savor in it. Now in this, again we are giving you a concept, now look over all the list of successes, because that's the activity you did before. An accomplishment, take a moment to let the depth and breadth of your achievement engulf you and make you feel happy about it. It's something like sitting in the sun and letting the sunlight bathe you, for you to feel warm and good about it, especially in a winter afternoon. Right? So that's the concept. Too often we believe that we have limited strengths, right? That means that we have to step outside our comfort zone. And when we have to step outside our comfort zone, we tend to panic and get nervous. That happens with all of us. The moment you come out of a comfort zone, because all of us have got some positives and negatives, the area where we are not good at, we tend to like to be in that, because every time we want to come out, It's an area we are not confident about, and hence we start panicking. Now, we must also understand that all the successes that we have is due to some of the talents and abilities that we have. So while I was successful as a sportsman in my college days, and I played a lot of high-level sports, what was the talent that I had and ability that I had was that I could work as a team man. I could work well in teams. I was good at team sports, not individual sports. So one ability that I have is the ability to work as a team. So that's what you need to remind yourself. And to get rid of the negative monkey which is chattering in your head, always giving you negative thoughts, you must remind yourself of how great you are and what are the abilities and talents that you have. So that the monkey sitting on our shoulder, only giving us negative talk, can also start giving us positive thought, and that's in my hand. That choice is in my hand. So that's one thing you need to understand as a concept. Just like a cheerleader who excites the crowd, you have to encourage yourself to believe in your personal greatness. If my self-talk is negative, I can never achieve greatness. If my self-talk is positive, I will have the enthusiasm, I will have the courage, I'll also have the humility to be able to come out of my comfort zone and then strive to get better. You can do this with personal affirmations. Again, like we said, the fact of life is all of us, irrespective of who we are, all of us have more negative thoughts than positive thoughts because the brain has been designed like that. The brain has been designed for us to, for human beings, to save themselves, because in the Stone Age, the first thing God gave us was, He gave us the aspect to say that anytime we saw something which was unexpected, the brain immediately thought of danger. Because if the human mind did not think of danger, in the first instance of something unexpected happening, we as a human race would not have survived. So our brain generally tends to look at the danger rather than avoid. And because we keep reminding ourselves of the negativities of what's happening around us, our brain talk or our mind talk becomes more negative and negative. The way to overcome that is by a beautiful methodology known as affirmations, personal affirmations. Like you chant, right? You start almost chanting with positivity or positive things in your life. They are known as the personal affirmations. And again, now what we do is, after finishing this session, we ask you to fill up all the successes that you have had, which you have done before, and the abilities and talents that you had or you have, which enable that to happen. Because we want to recognize not only a success story that I had, but more importantly, the talents and abilities that made that possible. Because when I start using these specific strength areas of mine in my real life today, I start getting better. So that's the activity you do after the third module. So in the previous lesson, we remembered and wrote down our past successes. Let's take this forward and let's start preparing our personal affirmations. So you know your successes now, you know your talents and abilities, and now you start talking about your personal affirmations, like a chanting in the brain of positive things. In my case, there's a personal affirmation that I have, that whenever anything unexpected or unfortunate happens, the first thing my brain says is, I'm safe, all is well, out of this only good will come. I'm safe, all is well, out of this only good will come. So I'm now immediately changing the focus of my thinking to positivity rather than thinking negative thoughts. And that is what positive affirmation is all about. So to create a positive affirmation, we need to ensure that each affirmation that we write must have three elements in it. The first, it should be I. Starting with I. I am an honest human being. I work hard and I deliver high quality stuff. So it has to be I and not become hardworking, become sincere. No, I am sincere. I am hardworking. I am focused. So it must start with a I statement. That's this element that we talk about. The next is it should be the present tense. I will be successful. I am successful. I will be sincere. I am sincere. I will be hardworking. I am hardworking. So it has to be in the realms of today, of the present. Because if I say I will be healthy, we are moving it into a future tense. And then we are not doing anything about it. But if you say I am healthy, it will make you then choose behaviors which will make you healthy. And the third is it should be positive statements, meaning it is not about I will stop smoking. No. I will breathe, I will choose habits that make me breathe deep and deep and clean. Habits that make me feel deep, make me breathe deep and clean, deep and clean, deep and clean, deep and clean, right? Rather than stop smoking. So it will not be a negative statement, right? I will start doing more hard work, right? Or I will stop procrastinating. Rather than that, I'll be proactive. Other than saying I will stop procrastinating, you will say I will be proactive. So these are the three aspects. Each of the statement that you create as a positive affirmation must have. Again, this is an action. Think about your talents and successes that you identified in the last exercise. On the next page, write an affirmation statement about yourself that will boost your confidence and help you feel great about yourself and your future success. Describe things like the qualities you expect, the positive actions you take, and the attitudes you possess. Repeat these statements to yourself at least 3 times a day until you start truly believing in yourself. Right? So all the positives that you have, all the talents that you have, keep repeating it to yourself. Write it down somewhere. And I call them the positive morning affirmations. Morning, get up in the morning, read it. Keep it in a diary, right? Whenever you're stopping before lunch, just go through it. When you are the last time before you sleep or last moment before you sleep, again take out that sheet of paper, read it. So keep giving yourself these positive affirmations at various times of the day so that your brain starts automatically feeding itself positive thoughts rather than negative thoughts. Again, in the manual, we have given you a place where you can write your positive affirmations, but again, we have also given you a A4 size sheet which you can download and you can write down your affirmations here so that you can stick it out somewhere for you to be able to see and remember and glance through whenever you're going past. So again, these all tools have been given to you. You don't have to go searching for it. So with this now we come to the next part, which is reframing past misses. So we have broken this into part 1, part 2, part 3. The reason is very simple. We want you to be able to go through each sub-module or module in around half an hour at the maximum, including the work that you have to do. Most of the time it will be 20 minutes. Some very rare ones will be 30 minutes. But with all that you need to do, that's the kind of time block that you need to take out for yourself to do any of the video and the actions associated. Now, reframing past mistakes is so the time to move on to another building block. So the first building block was positive thoughts, right? Remember what I'm good at. Remember the abilities that I have, talents that I have. Write these talents and abilities that I have so that I am reminded of all the good things that I have, my strengths. But the fact is, we have also made mistakes. The previous exercise was done focusing on all the success stories that we have had. But what really impacts us really is our failures of the past. And we are now going to wanting to change them, convert them into something positive and something negative. So again here, you go through this. I'm just kind of creating this. So just to tell you, this is a live workshop that you will see me do with you. The live workshop that we are going to do for each of the workshop is going to be 60 minutes only, after which we'll have a half an hour question and answer session. So every month, I'm going to do 2 of these workshops, and I call them the quick start workshops because you will understand the entire flow of what is available with you. You will also get to know what you need to do as an activity. Most of you don't even after that need to go to the videos at all, but you can straight go to the activities and also go through some videos which you want to get a better sense of, right? Better idea of, better understanding of. So here again we said reframing your past. No one can win all the time. You must realize that all of us, irrespective of how successful we are, have had wins and failures. Successful people who have been successful know about it and they find this as a natural part of progression. A failure is a failure only if you do not learn from it. Right? So they see failures as an opportunity to learn. And also something that is normal in life for everybody to go through. At times we get into a victim mode. Why me? So the answer is, why not you? And you will find this every single time. Whenever you go through a failure or so-called failure, you have the maximum opportunity of learning from failures and not only from your successes. So here we are reminding you of the fact that failure is a part of life. Don't take it too seriously. Don't take yourself too seriously. Oh God, I failed. I had a presentation and everybody laughed at me. So what? At least you made some people laugh, no? That's a good thing. Okay, going through that, I don't fail the test, I just find 100 ways to do it wrong. So fail fast. If you fail fast, you'll come to a success. Because nobody today knows. The world is so complex, you see. Nobody knows what will work. So rather than thinking, the way of moving forward in life is think, act, learn, think, act, learn. Just go through that cycle of thinking, acting, learning, again applying the new learning into your next action. And if you are able to do that fast enough, you will be successful. Again, from the video, a failed attempt is reality, a whisper telling you to try again. Right? So anything that fails is actually an opportunity to grow. A client ringing you up and saying the consignment was not good or the quality of the consignment was not good is an opportunity for us to make a better process. To train our quality people and manufacturing people, if that's what we have done, better in some aspects of their job. So it is always a whisper telling us what we can do better at. Again, if success comes easy, anything that comes easy, firstly, it wasn't tough enough. And if it's not tough enough, you haven't achieved anything big. Anything of consequences has to go through a series of failures because it's something meaningful that you're wanting to achieve. So again, here, this was a beautiful video where this child keeps hitting, keeps failing. Embracing your failures as reality as readily as your successes is a sign of strong self-confidence. You'll find this in children. A small child, doesn't know anything about fear. They're not bothered about what the world is saying. The child is running, falling down, he giggling, getting up again running, again falling, till the child starts walking. So we must understand that every failure takes us one step closer to success. And here we are wanting now you to reframe it. Think of a recent setback, a time when you didn't achieve what you wanted. So there was something that you wanted as an outcome but couldn't achieve it, or something that damaged your self-confidence. Think about the feelings or beliefs about yourself and your abilities that this conjured in you. So when you failed, what is something that what was the self-talk about your own self that you started hearing? I'm not good enough. I will never be able to achieve this. Right? I'm never good with people. Right? So you have a self-talk. So identify the self-talk. Become aware about it. Because you can only change something if you're aware about it. If I'm not even aware about it, it is something known as a blind spot. And without that blind spot coming to our realms of consciousness, I cannot move into an intentional change of that. If I don't know, I don't know, right? What do I change? So remind yourself of the self-talk which reduced your self-confidence. Briefly summarize the incident and the feeling that you experienced. So write, again we have given a place, write down the incidents and what was the feeling, or what did you start believing yourself? What was the feeling that you had? Negative feelings. For example, I failed to get a report submitted on time. This caused me to believe I'm disorganized. Oh God, I'm always disorganized. I'm never detailed. I can never be very conscious about, detailed work. So if you have delayed a report, the thought that comes to you is a negative thought. This is okay. So I'm not saying don't think a negative thought. It's okay to think about it, but more importantly, we have to be aware about it. Because as we said, this self-talk, if not being made aware of and if not changed, can continuously beat us up and reduce our own confidence in ourselves. That's the reason why we need to do this. So that's the first step that we want you to do in the first part of reframing your past misses. Recognize that you have had misses, identify those misses, identify the talk that you had, a negative talk based on the mistake that you made or the failure that you made. Now we come to the part 2. Like I said, up next part 2. This will also come in your videos. Yeah, reframing past mistakes part 2. Now this is again an animation which talks about what can you do about it. Now, for instance, if your thought is I am disorganized and you start believing it without knowing what you need to overcome it, you will get worse and worse in it because you will start thinking that you can never improve in it. On the other hand, if you convert this into an action, so what do? Instead of thinking, and that will come, I am disorganized, now reframe to say, I need to develop a system to manage my workload better. Because anything that you are not good at needs an action to be able to get better at. So I am disorganized, but how can I overcome it? I need to create a process or a system to manage my workload. And this is in context of the report I did not send, right? So somewhere, it's not that I'm disorganized. My management of time and my resources is not right, because of which I could not send that report on time. So being disorganized is a character flaw which cannot change. I am bad at this. I'm never good with people. I'm short-tempered, right? These are character flaws. And when you start believing in character flaws, you also start believing it as a fait accompli. यार इसका कुछ नहीं कर सकता यार. बचपन से मैं ऐसा ही था. However, when you start thinking of what you need to do to overcome that, now you move it from a character flaw to an action that you need to take and you will take when we make our goals, right? To get better at it. Because these are the negative thoughts which have come because of a past failure, because of an ability issue that we have. But us just remembering that without identifying what I need to do to overcome it will not make me get better at it, and I'm not going to get confident in it. Right? You have now reframed the instance. So now what have you done? You have reframed the instance from a character flaw of fait accompli, of I can't do much about it, to what can you do to get better at it. So now you just flip the coin from a tail to a head, from a negative to a positive, but just kind of seeing it from an actionable point of view, what you can do to say, I am creating a system which is making me more organized. At the moment you start creating that system and an action and acting on that action, you're going to get better at it and your confidence is going to grow. So again, at the end of it, in your manual, you have been given this action. Let's now go to a worksheet and write your reframe statement and make a note of your emotional reactions. So you write down incidents, your emotional reaction to it, right? And write your reframe sentence. So when you reframe it, you also want to ask yourself, now how do I feel about it? Do I feel positive about it? Do I feel that I'm now getting into an action orientation? Am I being proactive about it? Right? Am I taking control of my life? So that is very important for us to check this reframed statement from the context of how does it connect with me emotionally? Do I feel enthusiastic about it? So that's your number two reframing video. Third, again, reframing past mistakes is part 3. We'll go to that. Now identify 2 more ways by which you can improve that situation and your reaction or response to it. So we are not only taking one step, we are saying why you have chosen one thing, one negative issue, negative thing that you went through. Based on it, what was the talk in your head? Based on the talk on the head, what did you feel about yourself? What can you now, how can you reframe it to an action to get better? So do that and pick up a couple of more things like that to be able to get better at. So what we have done, incident summary 1, incident reframe 1, incident summary 2, and reframing 2. So remember 2 or 3 things which have helped you or which have negatively impacted you in believing something about yourself as something which is not under your control and you will never get good at it, to something that you need to be able to do to get better at it. So now it becomes more holistic. You are now not only focusing your attention and intention on one area of growth, but 3 areas of growth. So setting confidence, building goals. Now having created this, you know this is what you need to do. Now this needs to be created into goals, because you just thinking about it. I'm organized and I have a system and a process which makes me organized. Oh, I'm organized. It will initially motivate you. But at the end of it, you need to do something about it and measure whether that is happening or not. So here again, setting and achieving goals and taking the time to celebrate their achievement is a powerful way of building your self-confidence. Very, very important part. Celebrate successes in life. Celebrate every day. One way of doing is by being grateful for every day that has gone by and what you have got, all the positive things that you have got. So don't wait for that one big promotion to happen to say, oh, now I've achieved something. Every single day you must do some kind of a reflection to remind yourself what has gone well, what have you achieved as a success, and more importantly, celebrate it and savor it. I always say this, write down 3 things before you sleep every night. What are the 3 things that I've achieved today? Most of us remember what we have not achieved, what we had planned but we did not do. Isn't that the last thought in your mind? I couldn't do this, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do this. Remind yourself that, because that becomes a next day plan. But after that, also remind yourself what you have achieved. The more goals you achieve, the more confident you will become, and greater the chances will be that you will achieve more out of your goals. So again, it's a cycle. The more I achieve, the more confident I become, the more courage that I have to take my next step forward. By that, I will achieve more and more goals. And I am trying to break my big goals into small incremental goals that I must achieve, small ones, which are within my realms of possibility immediately. I want to achieve big goal. It's not going to happen in a day. It is an incremental process. And you have to break down that goal into a weekly goal and work on the weekly goal. Achieve that. Say, Yahoo, I've achieved that. Plan for your next weekly goal. And in this process of these small successes coming your way, you're going to get more and more self-confident about it. Same thing about running. If you run, I want to go for a marathon. And you just go for the marathon the first day you run. Do you think it is possible? Won't be possible, right? What's going to happen is, even if you finish that marathon distance, you will not be able to run for the next 1 month, I can assure you. On the other hand, if you say, okay, the first day I'm only going to run 100 meters, 100 meters, 100 meters, 100 meters, 100 meters. Now my lungs have got better, my my legs have become stronger. Now let me go for a kilometer. And incrementally, if you keep increasing this, you're going to get more and more confident about the next step that you want to take. So that's a concept here. Very simple concepts, very easy to understand. Unfortunately, we know so much, we do so little. And that is what we want to help you in this professional growth club. We want to be with you through a journey where we interact with you every month. And wherein you take certain things that you need to improve, 3 or 4, not more than that. And you work on it for a month to get into that incremental growth stage. And then next month when you come again, take 2 or 3 things, grow in that. So 2 things are happening. You are incrementally and continuously growing month on month on month. Secondly, you are holistically growing because the workshops that we have given you are not only focused on one element. So it's not only focused on attitude. There are some things that we need to do to improve our attitude. There are certain things that we need to do to manage ourselves better. There are certain things that we need to do to be able to manage and build relationships with people. There are also certain things that I need to do with myself and the people to achieve results. Now, when I'm working on all these 4 areas, they become these 4 areas which make your foundation good, and you become a whole person, a whole professional, and not a lopsided professional. So again, setting achieving goals, we talk about how do we set short-term goals. Please remember, and you can write this down. The longer the goal, the further the goal, less the motivation to achieve it. So if you today create a 1-year goal, do you think you're going to do anything about it tomorrow? Generally not, because you say, oh, 1 saal, no, 1 year, I have to achieve it 1 year, no, forget it, I'll do it tomorrow. So what we want you to do is create your 1-year goal, but then create a monthly goal and your next month goal, and break down that next month goal into short-term goals or weekly goals. So the moment you give yourself urgency, what have you done by creating a weekly goal? You have created an urgency about yourself. And now you are going to be activated. And you're going to catalyze yourself to be able to take those actions because there is a measurable weekly goal that you need to achieve. And you will know whether you have achieved it or not. So you're more likely to be motivated to get out of bed in the morning and go for that walk. If you have decided that I will walk 30 minutes a day and that's your incremental goal, you are more likely to do it if you have said I will do it by the end of this week and throughout the week, rather than saying I will do 10,000 steps every day or every 5 days after 1 year. So that's where create your short-term goals. You also talk about how do you create these goals, how do you reframe these goals, and more importantly, how do you use a SMART methodology on creating these goals so that they are specific. Brain hates confusion. It likes specificities. Measurable, so you can measure yourself, whether you're attaining it or not. Attainable, so broken down into small steps. Relevant to what? To the negative self-confidence that you have. So here we are talking about those areas which you have failed in, which make you believe you can never get better at a particular ability and a talent. Now use that talent to achieve a goal. So it should be relevant to the area you want to improve yourself in. So you say, okay, these 3 areas are the ones that if I'm able to improve it, and I call them the tipping point behaviors or areas, which will tip you into getting to the next orbit of your professional growth. So it is relevant to your professional growth. And we are here focusing on professional growth. And it is time bound. So all these actions you need to create. Having created that, and that is where you're going to put it down here, goal 1, goal 2, goal 3. And having done that, you're now going to write down for those goals a to-do list, a weekly to-do list. So it has to be now calendarized. Again, you can write this down. Ink it, don't think it. Please remember, if you don't write anything down, you will forget it, I promise you. Today, there's so many things happening in our life that if I do not write down in specificities what I need to do on a particular day of a particular week for a particular time, I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to say, if I'm wanting to get healthy, I'm going to say Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 6 to 7 p.m., I'm going to go for a walk. So now your goal needs to be broken down into actions which need to be going to a weekly calendar, and we have given you a weekly calendar, if you remember, right in the beginning. You can download it. There's a weekly calendar you could fill up for yourself based on the areas that you want to be more confident in, and that becomes your to-do list. So you just have to see it, tick it, done, not done, done, not done. And please remember, you don't need to be able to do 100% of it. You need to do around 70 to 80% of that to be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Oh, I did not achieve 100%. Now what will happen to me? Nothing will happen. Right? So that's the thing. Now finally, what have you done? You have identified your successes. You have reminded yourselves about the talents and abilities that you have. You have put it down into positive affirmations today. I'm good at this, I'm good at this. So first giving all positive to yourself. You hear about this sandwich methodology of feedback? First give the positive. Then put the bitter part of chutney. This is where you can go better. Here what we have done is, first we have given the top part of the sandwich, which is our successes. Based on that, we have recognized our abilities and talents. Based on that, I've created my affirmations. Based on now, my failures, I've identified a few of my failures which have enabled me to think something about myself which is negative. Right? I have then converted in to say, if this is what I think about myself, what do I need to do to get better at it? Right? Having done that, then I create my goals. I break my goals into to-do list. Now I start working on my to-do list to get better in those areas, become successful in that, be happy about them, celebrate it. And these small steps of improvement will slowly make me more and more confident than I was before. And last comes, but not the least, is putting your final success into a visual form that you can see. Like I said before, if you can't see it, you can't achieve it. So you have to now create a picture, a collage. Imagining what would you have achieved once you have reached that, achieved that goal of yours, and how will your life look like? And again, put it up somewhere so that you get up every day and you say, wow, that's what I want to be. So if you're a lady, maybe Kareena Kapoor, right? If you're a man, maybe Ranbir Kapoor. Yeah? Kareena, no, not Kareena, Katrina Kaif, right? If you're a man, maybe Ranbir Singh. So this is the person I want to be. I want to be as fit as them. So you have to now kind of put it somewhere that you can see so as to motivate yourself. See, motivation is a very, very important part of life. And if you can see something visually, you are likely to be more motivated about it. So, envisioning a success, in many ways, your mind will interpret a vivid image of the future in the same way that it sees a real experience. So, the brain does not find a difference between imagination and reality. If I close my eyes and I imagine myself sitting on a beach, right, with a beautiful sunset, and I completely immerse myself into that thought, my entire experience will be as if I'm actually sitting there. My heartbeat will reduce. If you put functional MRIs in your brain, you will find positive hormones being generated. So just the imagination of something makes you and your body believe you have already achieved it. And that is what we want to achieve, so that we understand the pleasure that we are going to get when we achieve that. Because that's going to then give us positive hormones, release positive hormones in our brain, in our body, which is connected with motivation. That's why personal affirmations can work well, and it's why you can boost your self-confidence by creating strong mental images of the future state you want to be. Again, here, What do you want to achieve? Take out a little sheet of paper, draw, make a collage. If you're good at drawing, draw that. Write if you want to. Write powerful words on this and put it somewhere which you can see. Because your brain must be able to visualize the reward state it will get into once it achieves that goal of yours. Again, your collage will serve as a quick reminder of what successful steps you need to take to achieve your goals and how it will feel when you do it. So this is a very important part. Your entire collage must have the various steps that you're going to take. So your entire journey should be created. And again, we have given you in your manual this little sheet of paper which you can download, create a little collage, my vision, and paste it somewhere for you to see and visualize the happiness that you will get when you achieve. So these are actions. What do you feel like? What will you taste? What will it smell like? What will you feel? So all these various five senses of yours, how will they engage with that future state once you reach there? Is what you need to do. Who is there with you? So make it as vivid. Who's there? How are you enjoying it? What are you doing? How do people react to you? And again, this is a beautiful video, right? Where we see a bunch of children creating a beautiful collage for themselves to see and getting excited about it. That's why when you go for holidays, you intend to go to the internet, check it up, see the pictures there. Wow, that's where we are going. So even before you have reached that place, you start enjoying that place only by creating that mental picture of what it's going to feel like. Right? So again, don't worry. If you're not very good at drawing, you need to create a visually stimulating picture. So you can draw, you can cut and paste the images, and that brings us to the end of what you will get when you go through in your own personal time, because you have all these videos recorded for you. All the images and all the videos, screenshots that I've taken are available with you in your Professional Growth Club. Now what you need to do is, having got the entire, I would say, quick start masterclass on what this all entails, what you need to do, you can immediately jump and start doing actions. Just open up a manual, pick up various actions that you need to do. There's an action sheet everywhere, fill that up. If you have some doubt, you will again see the video. But one thing I would like to tell you, which is amazing. Every single word of the video that I have created and recorded, every single word is there in your manual. So you can just read your manual and you know exactly what is given in the video. But why have we then created the video? Because people like to see things, interesting things also. Not PowerPoint, boring slides, but images, the beauty of it. So that you'll all find in the video. So we are kind of wanting you to engage all senses. But we have also made it easy for you that if you don't have too much time to see everything, you see something and then you read something, but you do the action part of it. And then a weekly, a fortnightly masterclass like this will take you through one of the workshops for you to take 3 or 4 steps. See, again, what we have wanted to create for you is very simple. We wanted to simplify it. Just take 3 or 4 things that you need to do. Once you do these 3 or 4 things, you will get to the next level of your specific competency that we are talking about. So it doesn't overburden you with 100 things which you don't do anything about, but 3 to 4 things which you can easily apply, connected with your real life and the real you, individualize your action plan and work on specific things that you want to get better. Again, we give you the learning points as the last video. It just kind of goes through what we have gone through. The learning points, is important to recognize that you will make mistakes. These are opportunities, not failure. So sometimes we win, sometimes we lose is not the right sentence. Sometimes we win, sometimes we learn is the right sentence that we should be talking about. And by reframing them, you can create more opportunity to achieve your goals, improve your skill and step closer to your dream vision. So this entire is there. Having done that, again, you have got your checklist with you. All that you need to do is given in the checklist. Every checklist has got around 20 points. A few points right in the beginning of what you have learned. Did you learn this? Did you learn this? Did you learn this? Did you learn this? So that you are jogging your memory to quickly review what you have learned. And then after that, what you need to do. Did you do this today? Did you do this today? Did you do this today? So very specific points through which you can apply your learning to your real life and convert that into small, doable, bite-sized actions which make a difference in your life. So you have got this checklist available with you. You have got this weekly action planner. Like we said, make a to-do list. You don't need anything. You just take this out. This is what you have. And more importantly, you are going to be a part of a community where you are going to write down your successes, your questions, and also listen to other people's successes and questions and learn from each other. So your journey is not going to be alone. Your journey is actually going to three different stages. One stage is self-learning through the recorded workshop. One through a interaction like I'm having with you every fortnight, where we are going to be meeting face-to-face like this. I'm going to go through one of the workshops fast. And the third is a joint journey with other learners who are going through the same experiences as you have. So you're going to learn from them also. Somebody is going to say, great, I did this self-confidence workshop, was wonderful. There's one more thing I started doing, and that is this. I learned it from somewhere else. I started doing this. Would anybody like to try this? So you are also feeding each other's positive energy in this journey of professional growth. You have a quiz test. The moment you finish your quiz test, pass in that, I think it's around 85%, 50% pass marks. The moment you do that, we give you a certificate of completion. So you're going to get that for every workshop that you finish, you get a certificate of completion for the great work that you have done and the time and effort that you have invested to becoming a better leader. Then next fortnight, you go to the next one. The next one that I've given here is motivation. Motivating yourself and others is the next one. So 15 days, just focus on self-confidence and what you need to do in it. Next fortnight, after 2 weeks, I'm going to come back again with you. You're going to go through this workshop in a very short time like I've done so that you get an overview of it. But while you're getting an overview of the workshop, you're also getting to know specific action plan that you need to take so that it quick starts your journey of learning and growing. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me tell you, there is nothing else in the market today like this, which is giving you so much of support in growing and getting better. You have only two options now. Either to do nothing about it and remain who you are, or to take the plunge and invest 1% of your time every month. 1%. How much time do you need? 8 hours. Out of 720 hours that you have in a month, you need to invest only 8 hours in small bits through the workshop that you do, through my interaction with you, to become a better you and a better professional. So if you're ready, I know it's not for everybody, it's only for people who truly want to take accountability of their own life and their own growth, and who want to say that I will become the best version of who I am, and I will not depend on anybody. I will take that journey by myself, supported by the entire structure that we have created for this. So looking forward to seeing you. As I said, you have all the workshops available for a one-year journey for yourself in various 4 aspects of your growth, professional growth. You're going to interact with me one-on-one, as a group, of course. Every fortnight, you're also going to have a community through which you will learn and grow, and it's going to be an exciting time of growth and learning. Thank you so much. I had a great time interacting with you. Looking forward to seeing you on the other side, the side of growth, the side of happiness, and the side where you can become the best version of who you are. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Enjoy yourself. Bye-bye.